Hello, how is everybody in the world today, tonight, afternoon, in your time? So, mega love shout out to all my members, premium members, and to all my new subscribers who subscribe my channel, and to all my new viewers here in the Philippines and abroad. How is your life today? How is your day today? How is your afternoon? So, our subject for today, uh, simplicity. Okay, let's talk simplicity and not duplicity. Okay, let me fix my hair. So before that, let me greetings to everyone. So why I do this early in the morning, because I want to get up early, because I don't really want to become a lazy person. Ang arte, no? Okay, okay. So hold on. Yeah. My camera is there, so I'm looking at it. Wait, hold on. Let me reverse the camera. Oh, what happened? Okay, there you go. Baliktad. Baliktad. What's the problem of my camera? Sorry, guys. Are you feel dizzy now? Okay, there you go. I'm sorry. Good morning, kids. Are you ready to sweep the poops of the dog of your neighbor? So let's talk about simplicity, not duplicity, especially for those women. Okay. Okay, thank you. So, okay, thank you. Uh, so you know what, kids? If you're the neighbors of my neighbors here that they have pet, I think they don't want to go too far from their place. They're gonna go in front of your house because you're there to sweep on their dog poops. So we just wait for a few minutes, guys. So have you already have your hot drink like coffee or tea? But me, I cannot really take it too early in the morning because I'm lactose intolerance. In a few minutes, especially the coffee that instant coffee, 3 in 1. I prefer to a coffee in the morning if I have donuts, like the Krispy Kreme. But we really avoid, we avoid sweet food because it's not really good. But anyway, coffee, uh, donuts and broad coffee, that's a good combination. So when I go to a Krispy Kreme, because they have a promo, all you have to do just go on the survey thing. They will give you a free coffee and then one piece of donuts. So Frank don't really drink coffee because the result is not good for him. So me, I just drink coffee sometimes once a week or twice. It depends the food that I love to eat, especially Filipino food. Filipino food, it's very common for Filipino that we have hot coffee. So that's the only way that I drink brewed coffee, if I have Krispy Kreme on my hand. The the original, not other flavor of uh, donuts. I like the original, the sugar glazed. That's I want, nothing else. Simplicity. Okay. We just wait for a few minutes, guys. Let me fix my hair. So my hair, it's a bit, curly, because I have to braid my hair so that when I sleep and then when I woke up, my hair is not like Albert Einstein. So I just I don't need to comb my hair because I already my comb my hair. It's just like do like this with my hand. Okay, so my hair is not really look uh, bushy. So the reason why I always braid my hair, because I don't need to every hour, or every time I go to the toilet, I need to comb my hair. So once you braid my hair, so if I'm here inside the house, just I just braid my hair. So if I go outside, go to the mall, that's the time that I remove or I do live. So as you can see, guys, that my hair is curly now. But actually my hair is not curly, it's straight. But my mother, she had a curly hair, but my father is, he has a straight hair. So I think I get that genes because, uh, well, I'm the, my skin color, I got that from my father's genes. So my father is tall. He's tall and dark skin. Okay. But some of, majority of my siblings, they have a lighter skin, like my mother. My mother, she has 50% Spanish blood. And the half of the, on the 50% is just like Filipino, Chinese, this mix. But my, high percentage of my mother's uh, blood is Spanish. That's why my mother, she has a light skin. And my eyes, I have a dark brown, eye color is not black. Okay. But my mother, eyes color is hazel brown. So me, I'm dark. So I'm in, I'm not dark, I'm not light, I'm in the middle. So I think that's my genes, because the combination of lighter's blood and dark blood, dark, lighter skin and dark skin. That's the combination. This is the result. Okay. So I'm the dark among the siblings, the other siblings, guys. But people think that you're not dark. No, I'm dark. Okay, I'm dark. Because you can see that some of my most of my siblings, they have a lighter skin. So we all nine girls. We all nine girls. So the only some of my siblings' height, they are 5'3". Okay, 5'3" only. So me and my big sister, among the nine daughters, just only two like get we got our height from my dad. Because me, my height is, as a Filipina, 5'4". Okay, 5'4", I'm 5'4". And then my other sister, she's 5'7". Beagle support group. Hello. And because my father is 5'10". 5'10" or 5'11". From Cleveland, Ohio, USA. Okay. Thank you so much for, from dropping by. I'm very familiar about, about your, Beagle support group. I'm very familiar about you. I So thank you so much. Please guys, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, okay? So you mean from Cleveland, Ohio, USA. You know what? I have. Are you Filipino? Are you Filipino, or you just, are you Filipino, American, or European? Cause Ohio, from Cleveland, Ohio. Cause I what? What do you mean no? Because I have, I don't know, guys, if you're familiar about, the YouTube channel of African Black. Ah, okay, African Black. I have not from UK. I have friend, he's visited us twice. He's from Ohio, Cincinnati. So Cleveland, is that a city? Is that a city? Because Ohio is, it's a state, right? So Cleveland, is that a big city in Ohio? Because I know the Cincinnati is another city in Ohio. I'm up top and he down bottom. Ah, okay. Because he mentioned that Cincinnati is just like here equivalent the city in Makati City. It's not big city, but it starts. It's not really a developed city in Ohio. But now he said that it starts to develop. But he said, but 10 years from now might. Ah, okay. So what you mentioned about, because this is what I noticed in UK, like there's a lot of black people or African black in UK. I mean Europe, like particularly UK, Belgium, and uh, the other one, uh, Norway. So guys, okay, it's already 6 o'clock. So what time is there now in Ohio? So 6 is 5 p.m. So let's talk about simplicity, not duplicity. So 5 p.m. Okay. So the weather there, it's cold because here in the Philippines, month of December, January, February, yeah, January, February, 3 months, we experience a bit. cold. But for those Western people, they don't really feel cold. That it's just like, just right. Okay, but for Filipinos, we feel that's a cold weather. And most of Filipino here, they're wearing, jacket, sweatshirt, or long sleeve. Well, let me check in the window. Oh, I think it's, it gonna be rain because, sometimes, 6 o'clock, the sun came out, but now it's kind of a cloudy outside. So today, let's talk about simplicity and duplicity, especially, like anything, as long, anything, especially for those people looking for their mate. And, simplicity, you know, in your daily lives. So, especially when it comes to men and women. So, okay, let's gonna talk about simplicity for men. Men, especially when they're single. 65 degrees in Atlanta. Hello, Paul Adventure. Hello, what's up? It could, it cold months of cold weather, November, December. February, March, middle of April is still cold weather. Yeah. But you know what? I never experienced that kind of, the only, cold weather that I experienced when I opened the big freezer, in SNR. SNR is just like Walmart, mini Walmart here in the Philippines. So it's just like, okay, I'm just imagining I'm in Chicago or, in Canada. But, just only, 10 seconds, I can't stand there. I can't. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, maybe, if I go to the cold, country like, like Chicago, like New York, maybe I get sick. Because even though here, when I on the air condition, now the thermostat of air condition is 24. Okay. So if it's in 22 or 23, it's kind of a cold. Okay. So, and a few, that's why I just maintain the 24. Okay. So if it's gonna turn to 20, especially if it's summer here, guys, it's really hot. That's why a lot of Filipino taking a shower. For those, less people, of course, the cost of electricity here in the Philippines, it's quite expensive. Okay. So, less people, they cannot really uh, afford to buy air condition because of the electricity cost. So they just get, electric fan. But sometimes it's too hot, the air that blows on you, it's kind of a warm. So people, to make their body, especially the nighttime, it depends what, area that they, especially if they're living in a ghetto, it's the house is there, it's, close. So people here that they take a shower 3 times, before they go to bed, they have to take a shower 3 times. So if you cannot do that, you're not comfortable. You're not comfortable to sleep. Even though we have air condition here in the house, but sometimes when you go outside, it's so humid. You have to, you cannot really stand, the sticky feeling. So you have to take a shower before you go to bed. Brown out, it no power. Yeah, that's, here we call that brown out. No power. Bisaya, not gun shower, night. Huh? What? 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 Okay. Bisaya not gun shower at night because of bad dream. Huh? I don't understand what you mean. So yeah, that's that's the problem. So me, I just when it's, especially if it's nighttime, I cannot really stand too cold in a room. Okay, so I experienced that I have a clogged nose, congested nose, and then I have runny nose because of that cold. So I don't know, I can't because I never been to a cold country. So I just stay here in the Philippines. My body used of warm weather. So guys, especially here, if it's summer, guys, you can't really enjoy going outside. You know, the humidity, guys, and then especially here in Metro Manila, I'm living here in Metro Manila, the traffic. The only days is not traffic here is Sunday, guys. But uh if you go to the mall, the mall is open here, especially now that it's December. So before 10 o'clock until 7 p.m. 10 a.m. open, and then they close 7 p.m. But now they move the time 11 to 11 p.m. because there's a lot of people rushing shopping. Okay, so they give that extension of time that the mall is still open. But if you just commute, you have to go early in the mall, back home like around 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. Don't stay at the mall like 5:30 onwards, because it's gonna be traffic, and it's so hard to get a taxi or book to Grab. Is just like Uber in the States. And most of taxi driver here, they refuse to take their passenger, because they said if you're gonna go on that area, they will tell you, oh, it's traffic. It's not traffic going there, but when they come back to the place where the route is, they complain about that, which is that's against the law, but they don't really follow that. So you're gonna piss off about that. So you have to go early if you buy something at the mall, like presents. So you have to go early. Hi, Lolis. Hello. So okay, so let's talk about simplicity, not duplicity. So for men, especially when they're single, if they have like a simple. Well, I don't know for those, let's gonna be specific. Let's put the status of people that we gonna talk, cause average people, average men and women average. So when it comes to average men, they just only things that they need, much better if they have a simply lifestyle. Because for me, you don't have to a bongacious lifestyle if you cannot really afford for that. Because if you're gonna dream onto more than that, it's gonna be a pressure to you, because you're gonna think, okay, why you're comparing yourself to other person. So it's much better that living a simply live living in a simply lifestyle. So you have no pressure for yourself that, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. You don't have to compare yourself, and there's no pressure for that. Because for me, it's just like, what is the lesson to live a simple, a beauty, lesson of the beauty of living a simplicity. So no pressure, no comparison of yourself. And this is one thing that I don't, I myself, I just, I'm just okay, okay, that my life is simply, okay. I don't want to compare myself to others, especially guys, especially here in the Philippines. I'm gonna specific this with women. Oh my goodness. Especially when it comes to gadget, phone, guys, smartphone, they're very updated. Very updated. They really want, to me, oh my goodness, my phone is just like, how old is my phone? I have a smartphone, but this is 2000. I bought this 2017. Until now is working, guys, this one, okay. My Samsung. So imagine how old is this. So I don't need, because some people, they look at yourself that, okay, if your phone is updated, no, you don't have to. For me, as long as there's, I can able, to go online, do my stuff, and I can able to call or send message, that's okay for me. I don't need to update, iPhone 16 or iPhone 15 like that. No, because for me it's important my daily lives. And when I get sick, I don't have to worry about where can I get money to pay my hospital bills. And when it comes to my clothes, I'm not really into the signature brand, because for me it doesn't matter that clothes it came from the market, as long as I'm comfortable and I like the color and I like the style, so I'm good with that. So I don't need to go to the Chanel. I don't need to go to Gucci shop or other luxurious brand. No, I don't. Yeah, I'm a simple woman. I can wear clothes that worth 100 pesos. It's just like $2, a USD. So I can wear that. So it's not, you know, some people they just really want to compete with other people, especially for those less people. Take a look, guys, for those less people, look at their uh clothes, it's signature brand. Look at their phone, they're updated, what now, the model of their phone, they're very updated. But look, if you're gonna ask them, do you have money on your bank account, or do you have a bank account? They will tell, yes, I have a bank account, but they don't have money on their bank account. So maybe that's the principal amount that they when they open the account, because you cannot really do that if your bank account is zero balance. One thing I have learned from the Philippines people. Okay, what did you learn from Filipino people? Family different in the Philippines. Well, now it's just what do you mean different? So it depends, the environment of people, because sometimes, especially some Filipino, they experience going to the States and they become a westernized. Okay, when they come back here in the Philippines, it's just like they stick their nose towards other Filipino family. But I'm not saying all. Well, that's a one thing that Filipino culture. We always respect, especially for the elders. because in my uh, experience and in my family values, because we always respect our, especially our lolas and lolos, aunties and uncles. So especially when you talk in something that you need to talk, you don't have to raise your voice. You always lower your voice. The only, well, that's, well, I don't know now that the new generation, sometimes, it don't really the same, because sometimes some of Filipino culture is no longer applied for those Filipino family or Filipino people, especially now that the new technology coming every year. The technology, because they innovate, like before, when it comes to find a Filipino mate, for Filipino men, they have to serenade Filipino women or Filipino woman. For that, they have to go to the family, you know the Filipino man, as first, if he can able to serenade the daughter. Okay, the man go first, the parents. So if the parents will allow him, so he can serenade the Filipina. Okay, but if the man goes straight to serenade without without knowing with the parents, the parents will say, no, get leave the house, or don't come back here, because it shows that you disrespect us. So that's, but now it's no longer that. But still, the serenade thing, it's no longer exists. Okay, but the respect, to parent, it's still there. It's still there. Remember the first time kids come in the room to go the head of the family, take the hand. Yeah, we call that big girls is the mano. Yeah, we always do that. That's the thing that I am a grown. Okay, so sorry guys. I'm gonna tell this. Oh, I'm not um disrespect for those people that came from a broken family. Oh, I'm not. I have I have nothing against with that, but it's this the thing that I'm a grown with a complete family. I'm a grown that my environment is I grown with a disciplinarian parents and disciplinarian grandparents. So that's very common in my in my family, that we always bless, especially for those older people. So it's very that's very common. But well, still I can see that here in Metro Manila they still do that, but some they don't. Okay, they don't practice that kind of respect towards the older people. But I can still see some people, but some they don't really do that kind of respect towards older people. So here in Metro Manila, especially now kids that instead dealing with their cousin, took something, play the natural games, they're just busy, do like this, you can barely talk to them, because they're very busy looking on the screen of their phone, or on their gadget. So that's sad part, that's a sad part, that if we're not really aware of our Filipino culture, it gonna be vanished. So it's just like history, or it's just like part of story when your parents, or when you're on that year, that this is what we do. Because I can see now that especially when it comes to escorting women, at my in my generation, okay, I never I never experienced serenade, but it's just like this still in my time, okay, in my time, women are very very when they act very feminine. But now, especially now that it's really ruined, it's really ruined now, because of the gadget that we have right now. So before, no serenade in my time, no serenade, but they have to ask permission to my parents, okay, because we don't want that my father will, who is this man, do I know him? So it's not like that. They have to talk to my parents, and then, or I have to tell, I have to tell to my parents. But thanks God that I'm not like that. I'm not really into the boyfriend thing, because I want to enjoy my single life before. Okay, so it's just like that's important. But now I can see that, oh my goodness, especially if you have phone, okay, especially go on YouTube. If somebody will go here, like example, there's a live streaming now. Okay, if I ask, okay, for those, for example, guys, example only, huh? I'm gonna announce here on my channel. For those wants to find a Filipino girlfriend, all you have to do, just drop your number on my comment section, and they will contact you. A simple, it's easy to find a mate within the snap of your finger, guys. But in my time, way back 19, in my time, it's kind of like that. But during the time of my parents, there's so many steps before they can talk with a woman, okay? And that time, I really want to return it back, because that time you only can kiss your girlfriend, or you can, for men, Filipino men, they only can kiss their wife if they're married. If they're married, okay, they are not allowed to touch the woman, or tap, or put their hands on the shoulder. No, it's not, because in my parents' time, people will look at the woman, she's not a decent woman. She act like a 304, or she act like a whore. Okay? So that's why I mentioned that the man, the Filipino man, can touch, or can kiss the woman if they're married. But during the time of escorting, no, they cannot touch. So even though when they serenade, okay, the man, or if the man know how to play the guitar, or know how to play to sing, okay, he don't need to hire people. But he cannot sing and play the guitar, he has to hire. But hired people can do that for serenade. But here, the new generation, the boyfriend and girlfriend sit together, they sit together. That time is not. So the parents, the mother and the father, if the siblings, or brothers, the girl that the man wants to escort is way far from him, okay. But now, sometimes you can say, I notice, even the boyfriend, there's still, the new generation now, guys, I noticed this, their boyfriend and girlfriend, but they sit together, and you think they're husband and wife, the way that they act, okay. and their parents, it's there in front of them, but the parents, but the parents never tell, oh, don't do that in front of me, especially you're living under my roof, act right. But some parents, they tolerated that, I don't know. So especially me, when I was, my with my father house and my parents house, we follow our parents rules, even though that, oh my goodness, that time you don't really understand why they're too strict for us. So you have no choice, you have to follow what your parents rules, okay? If you don't want to hear some words towards your parent, follow the rules. But now it's no longer that. So that's why, guys, that's why some Filipino, they said that, very, very common, they said that, Filipino are very friendly. And I'm one of those people that I disagree. I disagree. Not all Filipino are friendly, because some Filipino also, they stick nose on me. They're so snobby. Okay, so I don't agree with those, Western people tells that, oh, Filipino are very friendly, sweet, and no. Filipina, if she likes you, know her family before week is over. Huh? Filipina, if she like you, know her family before week is over. What do you mean? I don't understand. YouTube channel Meet Young Filipina act older than their age. Not all. Not all. Especially, I cannot really not you cannot really generalize, things like that when you deal with a Filipina, because here's my thought process. Some Filipina meeting with the older men, they don't really give, they don't really pay attention what's the needs of this man. Okay, it's just like all they need to do is just like get money from this older man and things, what, especially when they're young. How can this, how can, I'm not saying all, but just rare Filipina, young Filipina dealing with the older man can able to relate, especially when it comes to conversation. Okay, just rare. So it's just like, why older people pick a young Filipina. It's maybe because he wants to have child. Okay, because men's really wants to, her name or his name will multiply. Multiply. But some men, even though they're old, they really want to have a child. Okay, that's why they pick younger women. But I'm just be honest. I'm not putting down some young Filipina, but majority of young Filipina, it's headache. I'm not generalized, but majority of young Filipina that older men pick, just first year they're okay, but 2 years beyond, they start fighting, they start to arguing, because the young Filipina cannot really relate what this older man, especially for foreign men, what he's trying to tell this Filipina. Because in the mind of Filipina, especially if this Filipina is used of go around dealing with their friends, nightlife, you don't really pay attention about that. But like I said, some Filipino, they're very mature, to understand how important the men in their life. And then the only thing that, it's just like for me, in you can see in TikTok, in YouTube. And I can see that even though they're doing that, but in real life, it really shown their similarity. Okay, the similarity of their daily lives. And some Filipina, of course, do you think, especially for those people that, they both, Filipina find a Western man is a blogger also. Do you think they will gonna tell, the bad experience with each other online? No, they will not tell. They will not tell. But you can see how they act in front of the camera, how they treated with each other. So I have a strong, I have a, what do you call that? A strong sense that I can see that nobody can see. Okay? So it's just like, oh my goodness, they especially for, Western men, oh, she always puts smile on my face, but and then how you, oh really, she always puts smile on your face? What about you? Okay. What about you? But some Filipina, they cannot really voice out that, because here's one thing. This man, especially Western men, this is the source of my income. What does it mean, the source of income? She can ask anything for this man, to buy things that she wants or she needs. So she has to deal with this man. But that's why, in YouTube guys, there's a lot of people fraud for that. They are uh, making duplicity. Okay, so for those people watch the YouTube, pay attention what they're talking, pay attention the way they act with each other. You can really tell that they're telling duplicity. 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 So it's just like, oh my goodness, that's that's a crazy part. But you know what? Big Girls Support Group. Yeah, something comes on my mind that I hear that, the some people, especially, Western people, they try to tell, okay, come here in the Philippines, this is what Filipina doing, they're so nice. No, not all. Not all. Not all. Because, some Filipina also, they're very clever. Okay, Ben date a Filipina for 4 years. So what's happening, for 4 years? What is your experience towards a Filipina? Especially when it comes to attitude. So that's well, I cannot really specific, like, I cannot really generalize when it comes to Filipina, okay, especially for those young. So let's say, for young Filipina, that they can really mature, the maturity that you can see on them is just like rare. But majority is this more, I want to go this, more on uh, parties, nightlife, you know, and brag their self that they're a fan, that because it's very common, guys. Take a look in TikTok, take a look in reels. They say that, oh, they bragging their self that even though this even though this man is older than them, but look, uh he in love with her, and I don't think so. I don't think so. Not all. Not all. Not all. Okay. 40 years old. What? 40 years old on December 14. Hmm? Oh, that's, for, how old are you? 40 years old Filipina, that's the right age, because, that Filipina is matured enough to understand what type of relation. 58, not bad. So that's a good thing that, a Filipina matured enough to understand both side, okay? And you matured enough to understand how to deal with this Filipina, okay? But guys, now that Filipina now is very exposed of this kind of social media business. I don't want to put down some Filipino women, but sometimes they just making business. They're not really serious, because the main purpose is they want to this, okay? So it's up to you how you deal with that. But some, there's still good Filipino that really wants to settle with the men that serious towards them, okay? So that's the best thing, that instead of duplicity, you have to be simple, simply in life, okay? Simplicity is the best, is a healthy way of living, or is a healthy wealth that a person can have. Simply life. You don't have to compete with other people, okay? Just embrace what you have, because especially that you can afford to buy luxurious, like example, for those men, enjoy your small car. Don't dream if you cannot afford, because that's a pressure on yourself, and it will cause anxiety, or it will cause stress on yourself. It's okay, you dream, as long as you can afford. But if you can't afford, be simple. Ay, nako. Just like Filipina, okay? Why, okay, the question is, why Filipina choose Western people than our own Filipino men? What's the her grandma, 90-year-old, call me here American boy. Call me here American boyfriend. You said you're African, African black. What is your citizenship? African or American? American, okay. So, okay. But your parents is African. So they said that, I heard some women, they said that I don't want to dream, I don't like American dream. Okay, what does it mean? They don't like American. but they dealing with, this is ridiculous, guys. This women, she's on also in YouTube thing. uh she's married, she's married to African, and then one of her comment is just like, I don't like American dream. Okay, that's ridiculous, guys, because before that women married, she's dealing with American men. So what the heck what you're talking about? And then some another vlogger, a woman, I don't like to go to other countries. What? It's just like, what's going on this, they're very duplicity with their viewers, okay? Because that time dealing with the Western men, they rushing, to do things like this because that woman wants to go to the in West, but now it's not working, and then tell the viewers that I'm not interested. Oh my goodness, you're so kind of a duplicity people. So that's why, guys, don't really believe, especially for those Filipina vloggers, not include myself, because I'm transparent about my channel, okay? So for those Filipino bloggers, don't really, because they are duplicity. So it's just like, oh my goodness, it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh when I hear that Filipina that, she don't like American dream. But before that, she's dealing with American. My goodness. My goodness. So in Tagalog, porke nakabingwit ka na ng ganito, i-deny mo na pinagkakitaan mo rin yung mga American, di ba? Oh my goodness. You know what? Guys, especially for those Western people, go online, especially YouTube, find a mate. You better know that woman first before you decide to be part of your life with her. Okay, because a lot of Filipina blogger. So guys, don't think that I have a problem towards them. No, this is what I noticed towards them, because I'm just transparent and I'm honest. Okay, I don't want to make gossip here, but this is the honest opinion that I noticed a lot of them, that they are act, they act duplicity, duplicity. So you better know that woman first, particularly Filipino. Okay? Because they're good in doing that, making a duplicity online. When come over to USA, see the real USA, get their eyes open. Well, is you know what? Beagles, Beagles, I understand that. That's why a lot of American or Western people, or particularly American, if you marry to a Filipina, don't bring your Filipina wife to the United States, because United States will corrupt their mentality. So, okay, Mark is your name. Okay, Mark. So now I can tell. That's the thing. So a lot of Filipina, they don't really understand that. And now I understand the point of that, because once a Filipina, okay, they living, hi Tipichi, When is the funeral of your grandma? So here in the Philippines, we're very simple, simple, our environment is not as the same as environment in the States. So if you pick a Filipina living in the countryside, she's very simple woman, simply woman, okay? And then if you bring her to the States and all of a sudden you change towards her and she changed towards you, it's just like the system in the United States corrupt her mind for that. Okay. So if she has a Filipino Filipino friends there, and this Filipino friends love to go nightlife, and that Filipina never experienced the nightlife here in the Philippines, and she realized, oh my goodness, this is good. I feel good having a nightlife with my friends. And all of a sudden, she changed. So, I think that's the reason why. Hi, Bob. Good evening. So that's why a lot of American tells to people, especially for those, Western people married to a Filipino, don't bring your Filipina because of that reason. So for me, it's up to the Filipina. So if your priority is your husband, then you don't have to, uh, you don't allow the system corrupt your mind for that. Okay? Because you go there with your husband, okay, not people around you. But sometimes, once, sometimes people, when they experience things that, okay, I like this, they start to change. So if Filipina cannot, because, when it comes to employment here in the Philippines, imagine, guys, you know people working in McDonald's, they need uh associate degree or 4 years degree for that. Okay? Sometimes graduate high school, but it's kind of a rare. So you need a lot of backers so that you can go that job in McDonald's or Jollibee or any fast food chain here. But in the States, the that's the last option that American people can get job in McDonald's. And in 1 hour, the equivalent here in the Philippines is 8 hours. Okay, so if this Filipina experience that, okay, if I go to the state and I work this, okay, they start to change. Especially when they get job, they start to change. Unless that that Filipina is really focused on their marriage and then the husband. Okay, what if you pick the younger Filipina and then the Filipina starts to, okay, going with the friends, drinks or nightlife, and she never experienced, and she realized, oh, I like this, so I want to stay here, and then at the end of the day, she forgot that she has husband waiting for her at home. So that's really fucked up also, that the marriage is no longer um it's no longer good. It's no longer good. It's no longer exciting for both. Okay. So especially if you're both together working, and there's a lot of patience for that. Okay. So if this man is working also, if this Filipino wife is working, and you have no communication, it's gonna be fucked up, guys. That's why I don't blame, because especially if this Western man pick up uh married to a Filipino living in the countryside, that they're not really exposed of the city life, and when they go to the United States and they realize, especially if they start having a Filipino friends, or Well, Filipino people, they sometimes they stick their nose to another Filipino. So Western women. Yeah, the honeymoon is over. So it's just like, for me, it's just like, um how you deal, it's just like, it's in the hand also of the, the husband and wife, how you deal. Because for me, if it's that happen, my priorities is my husband, not other, not other people. Okay, it's okay to have a nightlife. I'm prepared to go with him, not my friends. Okay, not my friends, but because the time that I need help, my husband there is always for me. Why should I dealing with these people that they don't really give me a help? Okay, so that's my point of view. I think it's the, it's according, to the woman, how they deal. Especially, I think it's just, something that, why these Filipino all of a sudden change, because of, I think the relationship is not really good. Is no longer, is no longer exciting, or is no longer excited for each of them, and they get tired of it. Especially if the Filipina, okay, I can see there's still a lot of young, young Western men, so they can, that's one thing that, if you, it depends, it really depends, the how this Filipina think towards their partner. Because I agree, the system, it really corrupt the mind of people. It doesn't matter if this Filipino, or or Thailander, or Malaysian, or what. If you're not if you cannot control that, you're gonna corrupt. You're gonna corrupt. Ay, 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 ay. So always think. And some. Well, actually, the main reason that Mark, that why Filipina prefer, to marry a older man, because when it comes to financial, they're stable. Okay, because here in the Philippines, if you're living, for Western men, or let's say American, if they're living with their pension, they're good. If you pick the right Filipina, uh 1500 a month, USD, you're good. But you don't have, you just living in a simple living. Okay, you don't have to compete with other people, because that 1500 just like a penny. So for simple living here, 1500, you're good. And then you can still save money for that, emergency money every month, you're good. But some, well, I don't know, some other people coming here, so how much is their income. So I'll just example that if your income, like if you receive 1500 in your pension, or in your what do you call that, the SS, social security, pension, yeah, you're good. But make sure, if there's a chance, guys, for those, it's better to pick single Filipina. single Filipina, but you can really, you can really sustain that, for just two of you. That's good, that's good if you're living a simple life here in the Philippines. But if that Filipina is a single mom, no, it's not really, because you have to send the kids in the school. No, it's not enough. But for those single Filipina, yeah, that's good. And if you're living in the countryside, even though that you rented the place, you're still good. Here in the city, yeah, you're still good. Just look the place that you have to put it in this your plan, that this is only the cost of your rent. So you have to be patient for look for the place, okay? But if you're not really in the city life, you can go to the countryside, because the rent in the countryside is less. And the food, if you're not really picky on the food, that whatever that your Filipina cook, you will eat, that's good. You will save that money for 1,500 USD. No. Well, it's just like, okay, that's why, here's the thing, that why Western people doing that, because they want to impress the family. But you don't have to. You don't have to, because at the end of the day, this is between you and her. Okay? Do you think the family of the Filipina will help you, to pay your bills? No, it's not. So you have to remember that this is between you and her. I don't it's that it doesn't really matter for me. So because sometimes Western people, they try to impress the Filipina. Okay, but you gonna really tired of doing that. And then at first you're gonna help the family of your girlfriend. You really get tired of that, because you know what, they never stop asking help from you. That's the mentality of some Filipino family. I'm not saying all, but some. So you don't have to do that. Just all you have to do, just be nice to them. And because I think they will understand that at the end of the day, you and their daughter will build a family. So it's just like, it's no good also you help the family of your wife or girlfriend, but building your own family is what do you call that, is sacrificing, or what do you call, no, pahirapan. Yeah, there's nothing wrong to help. There's nothing wrong to help, but you have to look at the situation, that are they deserve help, okay? Because here you don't, Mark, here in Filipino mentality is, once they get help, they use of that. If you refuse to give them help, you're the bad person, okay? But you have to smart enough to understand to give them help. If they really need help, you have to talk to them that, okay, I will help you if they really need help. But sometimes they just ask help because they just want to brag themselves, or they just don't want to do something, because they get lazy, because they think that their daughter has a foreign boyfriend, they're rich. Because that's the mentality of Filipino, especially Filipino living in the countryside. They think that their, if their daughter have a boyfriend, a foreign boyfriend, they think that the man is a rich. No, it's not. And then here's the thing. If they ask you and you will give them right away, oh, do you think they will stop that? Oh, ciao. Do you think they will stop asking help from you? Hey, good morning. What time is there? Good afternoon. Don Basatino. Hi, BK. What's up, BK? So it's just like midnight. Okay. So you have to be careful also to help that, There, yeah, I agree. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong to help. But you have to look the situation first, because some Filipino family, they use you like the responsibility to feed their family. They put on your shoulder for that by asking that for them. I'm not saying all, but this is sometimes that it really why I say that, because that's what I saw some Filipina, especially if you pick the Filipina in the countryside, okay? Especially if their parents is not really into that, okay, wait a minute. I have to work for my family. Because here's the thing is, once you have family, this is my mentality. Once you have, you know, once you have family, you don't have to put another responsibility to another person. But it's just like it depends. It depends if that person need help. Need help. There's nothing wrong. But if that's just like, if you you can sell body. What the heck? Oh, BK, you want to sell your body? Is that per kilo or per pounds? Don, what do you mean? Because BK is a big, big man, okay? So I think BK will, will get a lot of money for that. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding, BK. Here in the Philippines, it's not allowed that selling, humans organ. No, you will go to jail. So asking, money, okay. So that's why living a simple, a simplicity. That's the best thing that we can do. Even though that, take a look at this, guys. Okay, here in the Philippines, there's a super rich, one of the owner of, San Miguel Corporation, and he's the owner of, because, the Ninoy Aquino International Airport is just private. It's already under the private company, which is owned by Mr. Ramon Ang. Okay, it's no longer property of the government, so they bidding that, so he won for the bidding. So Ramon Ang, okay, he's super rich, guys, super rich, in not only in peso, in dollar, also on other currency. But you know what? Okay, what so he's still, he's still simple man, okay? He don't want to, he just wearing, just wearing a very simple watch, okay? And then when he go to the, when he go to the factory, of, because he's the one of, the they have, factory of food, everything. What the workers food he also eat, there's no difference. Okay. And their children also working with this, with this their company. So he get mad if his children eating different food with the workers. So, simplicity is better, even though that Ramon Ang can afford to buy, everything that he wants. But he preferred to become a simple man, because you don't have to, you don't have to tell the world that, oh, look at me, I have millions or billions in my bank account. No, you don't. But, that's the question is, it's better, because, if you're living a simple life, no pressure, no anxiety, no stress. But sometimes, there's people that act, or they're doing duplicity. What? Let me. Okay, hi Don from BK. I can sell my organ. What organ? How much for liver? Oh my goodness. They're part of the Philippine. Best stay from the places. What? Let me read this again. They're part of the Philippine. Best stay from the place. What? I don't. I'm confused. Say it again, Mark. In Philippines, they give with foreigners 10K dollars to spend. Maybe I will sell that 10K. Oh, guys, it's legal here. It's legal here. Selling humans organ, guys. Just let you know, guys. So if you want to go, build that business done, you're legal. You go to prison. That's a good business idea, BK. It's not a good business because it's illegal. You know what? The best business that you can able, to uh, Philippine black market. Yeah, it's not allowed. Simple life for me, I want a simple life because it's not really pressure on you. What? What? Oh, you know what? Dawn, I have something to tell you. Our friendship, I want to build a friendship like Frank Sinatra. You're Frank Sinatra, and I'm a Sammy Davis Jr. Okay? The Rat Pack. Okay? The Rat Pack, Sammy Davis Jr., Frank Sinatra, and then Dean Martin, and I think they're three. The Rat Pack. So I want you to act like Frank Sinatra, and I want to act like Sammy Davis Jr. Because that's one thing that I love. I love to watch about the Rat Pack. The Rat Pack. But who's the well, no, 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 no. Okay. Okay, you're the Frank Sinatra. Okay, you're from, Frank Sinatra is a American Italian, right? So Sammy Davis Jr. is a black American. So I'm gonna refer that to Frank. So I'm gonna stand for Dean Martin. So that's we call that Rat Pack. So I love that kind of, their friendship. Yes.
Peter Lawford,
Peter.
Joey Bishop.
Yeah. Okay. That's the that's the only. Oh my God. My head. So that's, Frank mentioned about the two guys. But that's, the thing that I want to to build that friendship. Because so I really want to build that friendship. In real life. Real life, Dawn. Take a look that, the Rat Pack, and the friendship of Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. You really love that. So I want that. I want that friendship. In real life, I want that. So it's just like, well, they in the Rat Pack, they are five. But Frank mentioned the two name. Okay. So I just only recognize the three guys. Okay. So much phone service move Philippines call center. Oh yeah. So I think, one of, well, there's high percentage of Filipino working in a call center. But I try, before I want to work in a call center. But my nephew my nephew told me, oh, tita, it's gonna be stressful, because a lot of stress that you can get from the caller. Yeah, there's so many call center agent here in the Philippines. Yeah. But the stress, Don, the stress. You know, especially if you're gonna shift on the nighttime. But yeah, it's still, they get, a good decent money for that. Especially, for those, Western caller, and then they don't like your accent. But we have a good call center agent here. I try to, my, that's why Frank told me that, my English, my accent is Filipino. Especially when I talk so fast, I'm just, my accent is Filipino. But maybe if I'm go to States, to USA, to USA, maybe my accent will change. Yeah, because here in the Philippines, you have, your linguistic, Don. You can still. So, like, if they're looking for a, French speaker, uh, Italian or Spanish, you will get more salary for that, because there's a specialty. So that's why I mentioned to you that I really want to learn Spanish and Italian language, because if you work in a call center agent, they will give you high salary for that, because you're the you can able to deal with their what do you need, or move it, the single motorcycle taxi. No, Jollibee, no, Jollibee is, this minimum wage, Don. If you're gonna, oh, it's okay to work in Jollibee, but I think there's a age limit. There's a age limit, Don. So how much is the minimum wage here in the Philippines? 600, 600. Wait, hold on. Let me check. Because, they. So if you have a car, then you can save money. But, well, I don't think so because you have to buy gas. The gas here in the Philippines is expensive. 645. 645, that's minimum wage here in the Philippines 2024. So let me, okay, 645 divided by, so the dollar currency exchange here, the USD is 57. So unlike last month is 58, now 57. So that would be $11 and 31. So I'm gonna round off to $11 and 32. How can 32 cents? That's the minimum wage here in the Philippines. $11. Yes, you're gonna. Huh? That's very cheap, Don. So okay, so the Filipino workers, they cannot bring that $11 because they have to deduct their everyday um, fare for that, their food allowance. Okay, so the net play that they can bring that to their family is just like half of that, $5, because more. It depends how many ride that a person can able, because usually here Filipino, they don't, some they have their own cars and motorcycle, but for less people there's only commute. It's no good, no good. So all you have to do, just build a business here. If you're gonna work, just save your money, Don, and once you have a target amount, then make that money into money. Where am I now? I'm lost. I don't know one make that much in the Philippines. Lawyer, doctor, government work make more money. Yes, they do. Yeah. So that's the problem here in the Philippines when it comes to employment services for people. We don't. We don't. It takes long, before, the minimum is 2023. The minimum wage of Filipino workers receive is 575, but they have to, because the election is coming here, so it takes long before they approve that, to raise the wage of workers here in the Philippines. So it's so, I don't know. So that's why me, I'm just, I just I spend our money very, very wisely. So we're not the type of person, okay, buy things like that. So maybe we make sure that, we're not over our limits. We always stay in our below limit, okay? We don't want over our limit. No, well, especially here, there's so many worries, here's one thing that I can see that here in the Philippines, that during the time of Duterte, the main thing that he said, that he wants to remove all the drugs activities here in the Philippines, but he said within 6 months, but it never happened. Because here's the thing, I just gonna say this because I'm not really into the politic things here on my channel. Here's my thought process for that. Why they cannot really stop the drugs here in the Philippines? Because the poverty here is so severe. Very severe. Okay? So if the government will give a decent work for every Filipino, particularly less Filipino, and they can build a decent house for their family, I don't think the drug will gonna exist. Okay? But especially here in the Philippines, guys, it's not easy for Filipino. A lot of Filipino newly graduate, but look, they're jobless because the employment services here is select among the best. Okay, and then there's a limit age only. You're qualified of the job that they hiring, but you're over, you're over age for that job that they hiring. Okay, so why the drug thing is not still exists? Because sometimes people, they have to gamble their life. They don't let their family die for starving. Okay, so that's the last option that they can deal. They don't really give a shit if they go to prison, as long as they can feed their family. Because for people that has no degree, even they're skilled, it's hard for them to find a job here in the Philippines. So I'm not, I'm just neutral. I'm not against for those people, because I understand their situation. If that's the last option that they can feed their family, of course nobody will look their family dying of starving, especially for the father, especially for the, yeah, he don't want to look at their children dying for starving. He do nothing for that. Oh, that's a big conscience to his self. So yeah, that's, I don't really want to talk about that, because I don't want to go, I don't want myself involved in the politics, but that's how I look. But it's the problem also that we people must it's not must open our mind to pick the right leader to lead us. Okay, don't, that's why this election, I don't know who's gonna politician are gonna vote, because it's more on their just propaganda, that they just look for themselves, not for the people. And then the local election, I did not, just only presidential election. because for me that's important to me, because if I not vote, you have no right to complain. So I have the right to complain because I vote. So yeah, that's the sad part. That's why I don't really want to talk about politics here. Just a little bit, but not all. But it doesn't mean that I tolerated that. But I can see this at the side of these people why they involved with these drugs. Okay, I can see the reason, but some people they don't really understand because selling this drug is it's yeah, it's prohibited. But what can you do if you're not you'll find a job here, but nobody will hire you. Okay, so that's the only option that people can do, especially if their child needs. That's the sad part to parents, especially for the dad, when they come back home and look their children is starved and ask, "Where's the food?" That's really it's really hurt. But men are not really vocal, but it really deep inside. It's really they just feel that their heart is drilling with electric drill. And that's one thing that, okay, I just that's the problem here now, that people they don't really look for those leaders that they pick. You don't have to believe what people saying that this is this. You have to look what this person did to your community. So that's important for me. But now I don't know if I gonna vote or not. Oh my goodness, I gonna. It's already almost 2 hours. 7 o'clock. Okay, I'm gonna leave 2 hours. So yeah. So it's better to have a simple life, okay? But it doesn't mean a simple life that you don't want to save money for that. Okay? So simple life. You don't have to brag you don't have to compete with other people, okay, by showing that this is your life status. Me, I just prepare, for me, I'm good, with telling people that, oh, um you look like some Filipino, is mentality that they said, "Oh, you look like a house help." Who cares, working a house help. I'm not putting the grade, people working a house help. That's a decent work. Okay, that's a decent work. They work hard for that. Okay, so I just want to be, yeah, that's right, that's right, Bob, be humble. That's the key. Be simple and humble for the person that you with. But sometimes people, when they know that they're humble, sometimes why people like that? So be simple in your life. Don't show to people that, okay, this is, I have this, I have that. Okay, you don't have to. It's important that you have peaceful mind, no stress, no anxiety. Okay, if you're gonna force yourself into this, you become like that, but it causes stress, anxiety in your life. It's no good. You're gonna end up buang. And for those people making duplicity towards other people, stop right there, because Karma will gonna knock your door and tell, okay, it's time for you to pay me back. Not today, might next day, next week, next month. Yeah, it's just like, here's in the mentality of Filipino. When they know that you are a house help here, they look at you as a small person. They look at you as a small person for that, which is not good. As long as you're making a decent money, then that's a good job for a person. Yeah, that's very important here, that education here in the Philippines, because if you have no education, you cannot really find a good job. Look, there's a lot of nursing graduate here, engineers, but they're still jobless. Especially for nurses, they're not allowed to go abroad. They have to community service first for 1 year or 3 years before before the government allow them, because our nurses and doctors is starts to the percentage, it starts to less. So there's protocols about that they have to do a community service first before they go abroad. Or because United States is very a lot of Filipino nurses there, a lot of Filipino doctors. And I have a cousin working in, I have cousin that's my first degree cousin, because our father were brothers. So she's working in New York, and I forgot the hospital that she's working. And she told us that at first she was working a nurse there in New York. Excuse me. She was discriminated. Mm. But my cousin graduated in a prestigious university here in the Philippines, De La Salle University. That's in Bacolod City. So at first she's working there. She was discriminated also with, and they think that, oh, you're Asian, you're not good as we are. Well, they made a mistake, because my cousin was a head nurse that time before she moved to the United States. Bacolod City is city of smile, not city of love. You know what? City of love? I think that's Olongapo. But I know my city, that's my city. Bacolod City is city of smile. Why it's city of smile? Because way back, there's a story behind of that. So that's why, in Bacolod City, October, they have a festival, Mascara. Mascara. Mas, and then cara, face. That's a Spanish word of mask, or we call that mascara. Okay, so there's a story before, there's a story why that city, Bacolod City, the city of smile. Because here's, I'm gonna Google, guys, Okay, initially born out of crisis when the province's main livelihood, sugar, was priced at all the time low, okay, resulting in one of the worst famines of the country history. The festival was created as way to lift the spirit of people and bring smile back to their faces. Okay, because that time, and then there's a disaster happened in the sea. So that's the festival, we call that mascara. Mas for people, cara, face. Mas, Maskara, mas for people, and then cara, face. That's mascara festival in Bacolod City. Okay, so there's another story about that. So in Bacolod, so that's Bacolod City, that's in Negros Occidental, we called Negrense. Our dialect is Hiligaynon. Okay, so here guys, why we built that Mascara festival? Because Mascara started in 1980 when Bacolod was hit by low sugar prices and the tragic sinking of the ship that killed around 700 Negrenses. Faced by double crisis, the city decided to hold a festival of smiles. So signify the people determination to pull through the tragedy and survive. So imagine guys, I forgot the name of the ship that sinking. Um, what's Doña Paz? I think that's the name of Doña Paz. So I remember that that's Negros Navigation. So the name of the shipping company, Negros Navigation, but now it's no longer that. The name is To Go. So that's why mascara. So the Bacolod City, they named City of Smile. Okay, guys. So now my subject is, I hope that you can learn something that I explained to you guys. Simplicity, not duplicity. Okay. But now, especially, that's, the word duplicity, it's very common for those politicians use that for people. Hi, duplicity. Okay. So sorry guys, the connection was so make sure, in a relationship towards find a mate, much better to find a man or women that, they have humble and simple person. Okay, it's easy to deal with that. Not duplicity. You're gonna have a big problem for those people act, they shown duplicity on their personality. Don't deal with these people. Okay, simple and humble, that's a good way, to start conversation with a person. And then in life, we just be contented. Okay, we need to be contented what we have. Okay, don't ask for more, especially if we cannot afford. Okay, and then don't make duplicity to other people to feed your necessity in life. Avoid that. Okay, Be contented. That's the best thing that we can do in our lives. It doesn't matter where you're from, men and women, people, we must contented what we have. Because if you're not, then there's a problem. There's a problem. Well, they said that, people are not really like that. It's that the nature of people. But, try to learn, to be contented in life. Because, example, people like, wait, what's wrong with this? Okay. So beautiful watch. What do you mean beautiful watch? So you don't have to, you don't, simple life. For me, it's not really simple, guys. Simple that, the thing is, you can buy things that you want, but don't make it into a bungacious thing. A simple life, but you're still there, you can afford to do things that you want, but make sure that you're still there in humble. Okay, thank you so much, Mark, for for stay here for a long time. Okay, how old is your daughter? So, and now the end is near. Now in the end is near. Dinner time. Yeah, it's dinner time. But here is almost 8 o'clock, 7:43 a.m. Oh, you eat rice, meatloaf and rice. I like meatloaf also. So, yes. So, I have. Okay. Yeah, it's too early to eat dinner. Usually here in the Philippines we eat like 7 or 7:30. It's too early because if you're gonna eat 6:43 and then by 12 midnight you're gonna feel hungry for that. I want to sing a song, so I'm gonna dedicate this to this, for people right now. So I'm gonna close this after this one song because I just stay for 2 hours, guys, so that people will replay. They won't get tired of watching. Okay. Thanks to you. Wait, I just drink water. So this is for everyone. The title of the song, Thanks to You, by Tyler Collins. Thank you for teaching me how to love, showing me what the word means, what I've been dreaming of, and now I know the wrong. And And I really thanks to all people who come on my show, especially Mark. You're still there at the end of my show, so I really appreciate that because just rare people will gonna stay at the end of the show. So once again, thank you so much, and see you next time, guys. Hasta luego, adios.